We're back live.
Or Yahtzee. Yahtzee!
Yeah, Yahtzee! Uno! So we're black live. We're black live.
Well, one of us is anyway.
Michael is black live. I am just live on the show. According to Kevin, of course, he says, I think it's been working. He's like, I think it's working the whole time. Well, whatever. We're back. We restarted the stream, hoping that Facebook people will join us again. Michael has been exceptionally patient with the process, and I appreciate it very much.
Listen, I've been involved in worse, man. So don't worry about it, really.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so hopefully we'll get some of you guys to come back and join us. I see right now at this point it's slim pickings. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I expect we'll get people to sort of jump back in. In the meantime, I'll tell you what. Let's go right to the song. We've already kind of talked about it a little bit, right? Supersonic. There's a couple people popping in. So I think what I'll do is we'll throw the song on, and then that way they can be rolling in while the song is playing. Hopefully we'll get some people to jump back in on Facebook and all the other platforms.
Sure.
And then that'll give us a little break while they do.
Okay.
All right. Let's roll this one. This one's called Supersonic. Check it out. Great video. Love the song, too.
Call me sad but true.
All right.
Well, that's what happens, Michael. You see here, let me hit the hand claps. And we're back.
Yeah,
Yay!
Aaron.
We got to talking during the break there, and next thing you know, I go, I should probably go back and make sure that the video's not done. And I go back, and sure enough, I'm like, the video's done. So I should probably
dead air.
Dead air. We were talking about the guest that I had on last week, Johnny D from the band Doro, and some of the footage, and I had mentioned about Sweet. I had mentioned that they did I showed a video that they played with Sweet, and you had said that you had played with Sweet. Why don't you tell me about that? That's amazing.
It was a couple of triple bill like outdoor gigs. It was a few summers ago, but it was. Oh, you know who else was on the gig? Alan Parsons Project.
Oh my gosh! Wow!
It was Alan Parsons, The Sweet, and Soul Asylum.
That's amazing.
Awesome. I think we played in Detroit.
Oh my gosh!
We played an outdoor gig in Detroit.
Probably
with those two bands.
Probably DTE Energy Music Theater. Pine Knob. It used to be called Pine Knob in the old days.
No, this is a place. This is outdoors. This is outside.
Yeah. DTE probably. It's kind of got like a pavilion and then lawn, basically. Like a pavilion.
That's
it's still
probably
outside,
about right.
but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It had to have been DTE. Or it could have been Freedom Hill is another one. Freedom Hill is another outdoor.
It felt like a fairground, kind of.
That's a good question.
Like
I guess it could have been like the Michigan State Fair, maybe.
Maybe that's what it was.
Could have been, yeah. I'm not sure. That's awesome.
But it had definitely like there was like like trailers with like offices,
right?
That's
amazing.
Anyway, that's I remember
Sweet.
One of those gigs was in Detroit. Yeah.
So iconic, that band, Sweet, and their craftsmanship was so unique and so different in those days.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
For sure. So thank you guys for sticking it out and hanging out with us. I appreciate it very much. Arts Beats and Eats. Oh, that's true. It could have been Arts Beats and Eats. Yes, it could have been. Arts Beats and Eats is an outdoor sort of.
That sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, I bet you that's probably it. Is it in Royal Oak, Kevin? I think
Royal Oak. That's it. That's
Royal
it.
Oak? Arts Beats and Eats in Royal Oak. Yes, sir. That was it. Absolutely.
I'm almost 100% certain. Yeah.
That sounds about right. That's great. Wonderful. Joey Campo, what's up, bud? Hey, Joey, thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Awesome. We've had our share of technical difficulties. I'm going to start, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start this. I'm going to start like having bets. I'm going to like take wagers at the beginning of a show. Am I going to get through a show without any technical difficulties or not? Vicky is here. Oh, Vicky. Okay, so, all right. Hold on. Now that I know Vicky is here. Michael, you have to do me a favor, okay? Vicky is, I know two people that are like the biggest, most massivest Prince fans in the planet that I know.
All right.
Vicky is one of them, okay? And then this other friend, Nancy, who I don't think is watching. But can you just please do me a favor and please say hello to Vicky Van House, who is on the Facebook chat. Vicky, in case you don't know, and I'm sure you do, this is the drummer for Prince in the 90s. This is Michael Bland. Michael Bland, a badass drummer. Please meet Vicky Van House, a badass, wonderful live music supporter of original bands and music like Elsie Banks. Vicky.
Oh,
Michael.
That's fantastic. Vicky Van House.
You got it.
All right. Well, nice to meet you, Vicky Van House. Cyber meet you.
You're right.
Yeah. Did you have any questions? I could, I can answer certain questions about Prince. I don't know how deep you want to go with it, but I would take a question.
Yeah, there we go.
If you had one
thing you kind of wanted to know. She goes, "Eek! I know that. Hello."
Eek.
I love the eek. That's great. All right, so Vicky's going to think of something to ask Mr. Michael Bland. In the meantime, Michael, let's get to this last song. We have one more song to show. I'm really, really, really excited about this. She says her heart is pounding. I'm telling you, she's a doll. Vicky, as far as I know, and I don't 100%. So let me tell you a quick little. I've only met Vicky once that I can remember. I think once, maybe twice, but once for sure.
Mm-hmm.
She is her and her husband are like awesome. They have I'm not quite. I don't know the whole story, but I know they're originally from Michigan, and they also had a place. Oh gosh, Vicky, was it in Vegas or was it in Arizona? I feel like it was in Arizona. We were out on tour. I had Michael, I know I didn't play Wembley Stadium, but I had the blessing of playing the Whiskey A Go-Go in California, in L.A., right?
Yeah, I played the
Iconic.
Go-Go, yeah.
Right? Oh, my gosh. So awesome. So on that tour, Arizona, she said. I knew it was Arizona. On that tour, it was a couple of weeks. We headed out west, and then we came back, and we played all the places along the way there and on the way back. And one of them was in Arizona that we played, and Vicky and her husband literally, put the whole band up at their house for the night. They had this amazing spread for us. I slept in the Prince room. She's got this room that's like purple, dude. I mean, purple velour sheets, and I was like, yeah, right. I'm loving this, right?
Vicky's got style. That's all right.
Oh man, and I swear I don't think I've ever drank so much wine as I did that night either. But it was so nice. Yes. And my buddy Matt Papineau is one of my oldest, dearest friends over in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, tuning in. He says, Michael is such a cool cat and easy-going interview despite the video gremlins. Thanks, DC and MB. Thank you, Matty P, for tuning in, brother. I appreciate it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this last song, because this is the latest, greatest, we'll call it, the latest, greatest from Soul Asylum that you guys released last year. This video was just released this year, actually just like not even a month ago, I think. Because, the label was looking for, the management was looking for something to put out there, so they...
I mean, I don't mean to be so,
Oh, no, I get it. No, I didn't mean to sound like that either.
It's just, it's like, in this day and age, you can't, gigs have been, non-existent. So you really had to. You
have to keep
putting your audience engaged. You got to keep putting stuff out.
Absolutely,
so
you have.
I don't mean to be insensitive to their, their efforts.
No, and I didn't mean for it to come off that way either. But yeah, no, you're right. You have to do what you can to stay sort of relevant, I guess we'll say, in today's day and age, with it being so saturated and also being so not happening. There is no market right now.
Yeah. I mean, we're planning on going on tour in August, like starting on the 7th or so, going through like the 28th. We might even be coming somewhere near you, man. I'm not sure.
Oh, that would be fantastic. So hold on. Sorry, Michael. Do me a favor. Could you just say goodnight to my mom? My mom is tired and she needs to say goodnight.
That's Barb, right?
Bev. Bev. Yes, Bev.
Okay, I thought you.
Barb is my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. All these bees.
All the bees, yeah.
Yes. Well, happy Mother's Day, Bev, and I hope you have a pleasant evening. Sleep well.
Thank you, Michael. She says, your mama is very tired and I need to say goodnight and sweet dreams. She's the sweetest. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. That's funny. Good night, Mama C. Yeah, good night. BC1 and BC2. Yeah, BC1 and BC2. That's right. My girlfriend is BC2. Barb Klein is her name. And then and my mom is BC1 because she's Bev Curtis. So anyway, I won't bore you with all the details.
She spells Klein with a C?
With a C, yeah. Like decline, say, for example. Yeah.
Oh, like Patsy Cline.
Like yeah, like Patsy Cline. Yeah, there you go.
I gotcha. Wow. I hadn't
You got it. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. Good night, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. I love you, and I hope I can see you soon. It's crazy. It's been like a year. It's funny, the last time I saw them, I turned 50 in May, and my birthday's coming up. I'll be 51 in a couple of weeks. I went over to Canada, and when you cross into Canada, you probably don't know, but you're supposed to quarantine for 2 weeks in entering the country.
Sure.
So basically, you need to book yourself like a vacation if you want to go visit anyone in another country now. So it becomes a 3-week stay, and if I wanted 2 weeks of quarantine and a week to be able to go and actually see people, So last year on my 50th, I was like, and the quarantine stuff was still going on, the pandemic was still happening, or was happening. So I was like, you know what? On my 50th birthday, I'm going over to Canada. I have to see my parents. I have to see my family. I can't imagine. And again, I was going through all this stuff in my life with my ex-wife and all these things. And it was like, I am not celebrating my 50th birthday in another country by myself with nobody else that I've known and love all my life. I want to go see these people, right? So I did. And It was, yeah, Matty P. He says it was the covert the covert COVID op. That's what it was exactly. I didn't quarantine like I was supposed to. I went and visited. I did. So anyway, I cornered my mother in the kitchen, and my family doesn't know this, and I don't care now because it's a year later. Clearly, she didn't get COVID from me. So
Sure.
I cornered her in the kitchen, and I said, "Mom, I don't care if you have to take a bath in hand sanitizer right now. You're hugging me on my 50th birthday."
Well,
And she did. And she didn't bathe in sanitizer as far as I know, and she didn't get sick, thank goodness. So anyway,
all right.
that's the last time I've seen and hugged her, and that was a year ago now. So good night, Mother. I'll shut up now. It's been a long time, dude. It's and we're a close family too, so it's hard when and it's like I am 30 minutes door to door from their house, basically, like pretty much. But I can't go unless I quarantine for 2 weeks. It's like,
wow.
Come on. Let me just go see my parents, for crying out loud. Like, really? Anyway, I'll stop. I miss everyone in Canada. I miss all my friends and my family, and I'm glad that you guys are here joining us. It means a lot to me. So I hope everyone has had a wonderful time and a wonderful Mother's Day. Thank you all. Let's get to this last song here, Michael. It is The Beginning. This is for the new one. What's the name of this record again?
The record's called Hurry Up and Wait.
Hurry Up and Wait, and it was released last year.
Which is last year, April of 2020. And the title is referring to like being on the road. That's all you're doing when you're on the road. You just hurry up and wait. It's like, okay, we're going out. Wait. No, wait. The guy is gonna. There's an introduction first, and then the guy's gonna. It's hurry up and wait.
Oh, that's great.
Perner's favorite saying. Oh, great. Hurry up and wait. I love that game.
And it's kind of timely as well with what we're all doing right now. As much as we want to go, it's hurry up and waiting right now. We can't go anywhere.
Exactly. He has a way of being poignant.
Well, this is a great song. I'm glad that I sort of discovered this. I was just kind of looking around on Soul Asylum on YouTube, and I came across this video, and then I looked at the date, and I was like, oh my gosh, this was just released like a couple of weeks ago, like literally like late April it was released.
Sure.
And I was like, oh yeah, I want to play this song. It's a great song. It only had, a small amount of views. Like it was only out for a couple of weeks. So I'm excited to share it. I don't think anyone is going to know this song, and I think y'all are going to totally dig it. And I love, again, I have to emphasize the positivity that comes off from the lyrics and from the band, and the energy is just, I love it. So anyway. Can you tell I'm excited?
That's all right. Be excited.
Right? Great song here. All right, let's get to it, my friend. Yeah. This is called The Beginning. It says The Beginning from the studio. You guys recorded this in the studio. It wasn't necessarily a quarantine video at the time. Like it wasn't. No. By design. Because
literally, what you're seeing is the tracking of the song. Like that's how we recorded in the studio. However, the audio is actually the finished product.
That's awesome.
But so you're just seeing like the working process. Like we don't, play one at a time. We cut together.
That's
we track
awesome.
Together like a real rock band.
I love it. Right off the floor.
Yeah, right. So it's just for anybody who didn't know, they needed. I'm glad that management decided to show people a little, peek behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's true. Because a lot of people would probably assume that nowadays. The drummer does his tracks, the bass player does his tracks again, but you guys are literally jamming, recording, and tracking at the same time together in the room.
Yeah,
and I assume
old school.
You're playing to a click, I assume.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, fantastic. All right,
but I should note that we don't really early on we tried using like editing the drum tracks more like Beat Detective and all that.
Yeah.
But not that it was necessarily needed, but I kind of just if I'm unsure about anything, I'm just like, hey man, put it through the machine.
Yeah.
But what I found was that that's not really the sound of this band. The sound is like the integration of all of us at the same time, playing off of each other. The time has got to move a little bit.
Right.
It's got to be real interactive. It doesn't sound good. So we stopped doing that back before 2010.
It's more of kind of there as a reference more than anything else. Then I would say
the click is there as a reference, and also I might still want to nudge this or that,
right.
And so that's what we decided was the best thing to do, was to keep it.
I love that,
feeling more like a live thing.
Right,
than,
right.
Than to just put everything right on the grid.
Right. So Vicky has a question, and I don't want to miss it because we've asked Vicky to ask a question.
Okay.
So it says, so is it true that Prince would make you pay a fee if you missed a hit on the or the wrong note? Just tell me he was as cool as I think. No, he did not charge for a missing note. He understands that we're all human because he's cool as you think. How's that, Michael?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You tell us the story. You tell us the truth here.
Oh, I mean, as long as I was there, I mean, there was always, he came from that James Brown school of being a band leader, and so a lot of it was empty threats. I don't remember him ever actually taking money out of my check. I made my share of mistakes on my first tour with him, and I don't remember any time like him actually doing it,
So it's just sort of like, hey, listen, I see what you're doing right now, and you need to fix that thing because if you don't, there might be a repercussion. But there never was.
Not really, not that I know of. I don't think anybody ever actually got fined.
That's because y'all got your shit together after the first warning, and you're like, I am not messing this chance up again. And also because Vicky, he was cooler than you think.
Yeah, he could be remarkably cool, really. It's but I mean, the music business does different things to people, and I really think that before Prince was a mega star, everything was pretty low key,
right.
No real pressure. You're just kind of doing your thing in your own world. And then along comes Purple Rain. And now you've got this pressure to perform, pressure to, not only, okay, I just sold 18 million records.
Right.
Now, and Warner Brothers, I'm sure, it's like, great, he's going to do it again on Around the World in a Day. And no, that record sold like 5 million copies.
Right.
And, and which is still a tremendous amount of records to sell.
Yeah.
But compared to 18 million, it's like, what, you think every time he drops a record, he's going to sell 18 million copies? That's unrealistic, but they still like to hang that pressure over you to keep, to keep the money up, So I think that, and you get more protective of yourself when you're constantly under siege and people are trying to put pressure on you, I think, so as close as I wish I could have been to him, he just was not that open.
Right.
Because you have the only person that can protect you is you from that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say, I mean, I liked him. I loved him.
Sure.
But, but he had to, he had a certain demeanor and a certain way of working. He took music very seriously. And if you didn't, that was going to be a problem for you, but not for very long because you
just wouldn't be, you
just wouldn't be around.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to understand that great art takes a real investment from a person,
Well, and not just that, but when you feel threatened by the people that you actually kind of rely on, and in this sense, he was really threatened by the record companies that sort of were coming down on him and like we were talking about earlier, kind of claiming the thoughts in his head to be theirs now,
Sure.
That's a hard pill for any artist to swallow.
And he ultimately, once he got free of his contract and everything, he said that, his relationship with Warner Brothers was mostly happy. It was mostly a happy thing. It just how things just kind of took a turn later on. And it was like, wow, you know what? I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not somebody you could just, push around and say to me that, I'm just here to make the music.
Right. Well, plus it got
without the music, you got nothing to sell.
Right. I was going to say it gets to a point, and I mean, at that level, not in my experience, but at that level, it gets to a point where there was a point when he needed them, but it got to a point where he no longer needed them anymore, and could sort of sit back and go, you know what? I don't need these clowns over here telling me what, but damn it, I signed a contract with them that holds me liable to do at least one more record with them. And in that process, it sounds like everything just got sour, unfortunately.
The acrimony was late in his relationship with Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So, he said most of those years were good years. And to be fair, they had to have been, because whatever he wanted to do, he wanted to make a movie, they put the money up.
Yeah.
He wanted to, he wanted to, I mean, really, he almost any idea he had, they were happy to go along with it because they knew that he was always just, a short ways away from having another major success.
Right. Yeah.
So I think they had counted him out probably towards the end of the 80s. And then, Diamonds and Pearls is a hit record.
Right.
Cream, Get Off. Like, those were big, man.
For sure. Yes, absolutely. Great question, Vicky. I appreciate that. And I'm glad to hear that the answer was not what you were asking. So, no, he did not. And he was cool. He was, it sounds to me like he was a businessman with his art. He took it very seriously, but then he was also sort of manipulated by the system in a way that sort of left a bad taste in his mouth, I guess we could say, huh?
I suppose. And I'm not even, I can understand his how he felt at the time.
Absolutely.
I'd say, Vicky, you should probably, if you haven't seen it, you should probably see the documentary. It's called Slave Trade. And me and Sonny Thompson and Alan Leeds and some other people are talking about what he was going through at that time. And I'm not necessarily saying that it made him sour in general.
Right.
But he was going through a very frustrating time himself. And, so it has an effect on energy travels, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely it does. Yeah, for sure.
And so that was a distressing time for everybody involved. But we knew that his head was in the right place. He was not being treated fairly, and he was ready to stand up.
Right. And he was in a position in his career where he could do that. He could come to blows with a major label and actually stand his ground.
Real David and Goliath type stuff.
Yeah, right.
And ultimately he won.
That's awesome. And what's the name of the movie one more time, just in case Vicky didn't hear that?
It's called Slave Trade.
Slave Trade.
It's a documentary. It's probably on YouTube also.
Awesome. Slave Trade. I'm going to check that out too. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
That's great. Okay, let's get to this one.
Like you haven't had enough of me yammering for the last.
Are you kidding? No, I don't. No, this is great. I don't even think that way. This has been great. I think everyone has really enjoyed this. So I'm looking forward to getting to this new song. This new song called "The Beginning" from the studio. This was just released not even a month ago, I guess. And then the album was released. The video I'm talking about, and then the album was released about a year ago. Name of the album again, one more time, Michael?
Hurry Up and Wait.
Hurry Up and Wait. And this is Soul Asylum. This is called The Beginning from the studio. This is a great song, good uplifting lyrics, great energy, and of course, great drums. So enjoy.
Waiting to see if you're coming out of your shell for a while. Cupid and Casper were asking about you. You used to be so wild. I know how it is, you get drunk at a party. It seems there's someone you should call. Then the cycle begins, you decide to stay in. You don't talk to anyone at all. Never know what you might find. You never know what you leave behind. This is the beginning of a great adventure. Now's not the time to step aside. I've had my share of missteps and delusions, had trips and tales that are tall. Every conclusion is better than never, happily after all. You dig yourself out of the tangle of barbed wire, fighting over every wall. And for a while. Cupid and Casper were asking about you. You used to be so wild. This is the beginning of a great adventure. Now's not the time to step aside. This is the beginning of a great adventure. Now's not the time to leave it behind. Do 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 do. I'm leaving with you, leaving with you, leaving with you. I'm leaving with you, leaving with you, leaving with you. I'm leaving with you, leaving with you, leaving with you.
Well. That is a great song. A lovely, lovely song. Mike Juvenville, my friend from Windsor. He says, great song and sweet organ. He's a hell of a keyboard player, by the way, Mike Juvenville.
Okay, yeah. Awesome.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, that's a great song. I do really love that song a lot. Vicky says, digging it. Kevin says, I love this song. Sounds great. Right? Yeah, that's a great tune. And I love the message and the energy. While we were on the break, Michael and I were talking about hockey, of all things. And of course, instantly I'm, like my Canadian blood started to boil, and I'm like, oh, hockey. Let's talk about hockey. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Perrin and his brother, I think they were planning on being like pro athletes, and then the music bug just got him.
I love it.
But he's pretty fit. He can still skate, from what I've heard.
I love it.
Like he's pretty strong.
Well, I saw, actually, now that you say that, I didn't even think about this until just now. He did. There's a Soul Asylum video, and I don't remember what song. And I actually went. I was looking for stuff, and this is how I found that last song. And
Sure.
they did a video with Jay and Silent Bob, and
Oh, right.
and they play hockey against the band.
That's the video for Can't Even Tell.
Yes,
Isn't
that's
that
it.
song?
And
Yeah, great song.
And they actually, the dudes from Clerks,
Are
basically
playing hockey against the
playing a
band.
hockey
Yeah.
game against Soul Asylum.
Yeah, there you go. Well, there's your actual proof.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's great.
Uh-huh.
I love it. A great song. Let's see. All right, let me see. Who am I missing? Barb says, and a great guest, right? Yes, a great song and a great guest. Thank you. I agree.
Aw.
Sandra says, amazing show tonight, Darren. Thank you for sharing your music, Michael. Another great night. These are some people that tune in on a weekly basis, on a regular basis, and I love them for being here, and I especially love their input, and I especially trust these folks that, have been watching the show from the beginning. They know better. They're sitting there going like, okay, this has been a great show, and this has been a great guest. They would know. Yeah.
Okay, I'll buy that. I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, it's true. It has been a great show, Michael. I thank you so much for being on, on Mother's Day. I'm glad that we were able to do this. I want to just kind of wrap things up before I let you go. Back to playing hockey in the driveway like you were doing before we started. I want to just kind of touch base on, social links, where we can find the music that you want us to find. What's the best place to get all things that Michael Bland wants us to get, and make sure we're not forgetting anything. And I also want to mention we have Ms. Pants. Ms. Pants.
Oh, yeah.
is in the Pets Across the Water segment now, so that's your cute little kitty cat. So anyway.
All right. Well, she was the runt of the group, but it's again, much like Prince, you couldn't judge the man by his stature. Like, this cat is a serious hunter. All day she's hunting him.
And she's quite vocal, you said as well.
He's very vocal, very meow. Meow. She pushes the bedroom door open with both paws.
Wow,
and just
that's
starts
great.
meow, meow.
We had actually thought that there would be a good chance that maybe Ms. Pants would make an appearance on the show tonight, but she didn't seem to come around, huh?
No, I hear her like she's playing around upstairs. I can hear her moving around upstairs.
Right. That's great. Well, I'm glad that I got Ms. Pants. And actually, you had a whole bunch of names. When you sent me that, I'm like, okay, what's the name? And then you started rattling off these names. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to call her. They're all great. What are the names? You have a lot of names.
Well, her real name is Arnold.
Like after the pig from the show that we grew up on.
You would think that, but this is my 18-year-old stepdaughter who's never seen Green Acres, so she has no idea. And I don't know if it was like a thing or what is she supposed to be like, like gender fluid or it's like I'm not sure what the story is behind naming a female cat Arnold.
I love it.
It got to be, and then they abbreviated, not really an abbreviation, but it's like then they started calling her Arnie. I'm like, that's not any shorter. It's
it's the same amount of syllables.
Same amount of syllables, right? And then it went to Pants.
Yeah, how does that happen? How did it go from Arnold to Pants? That's what I'm wondering.
I'm not sure. These things just happen over time. These terms of endearment, it's
Pants.
like kind of she's got pants on. How she like sashays out of the room, like.
Like some skinny jeans.
Yeah, she kind of walks like she's got pants on.
That's great.
And then it became Miss Pants, and then the last nickname I think is Big Brains. Brains.
You said Big Brains.
Big Brains, and that's just when my wife is being sort of like when the cat can't they don't understand like depth perception. And stuff like that all the time.
No.
So it's like sometimes, she'll put these videos on her iPhone, birds tweeting and the cat will be looking like behind the phone,
Yeah.
Or have like put one paw underneath the phone, like what's going on here?
I do that on my television set. I'll put like videos of squirrels and trees and eating stuff on the ground and whatnot. And my cat loves it. She loves these cat videos, but she'll always jump up and go behind the TV, and she's looking behind the TV for where they went.
Yeah,
like, no,
in their own world, I'm sure it makes sense.
Sure,
but, watching it is just Kim. My wife Kim is like, oh, big brains, big brains. It's like a polite way of saying, she has
dummy.
Limited. Yeah, kinda.
I love
it. Hey, big brains, big brains.
It's funny how we all have these funny little names for our pets. My cat's name is actually Nikki, and that came from when I adopted her. I've had her now for over 10 years, and when I adopted her, the advertisement, she was a rescue, and the advertisement at the facility, like the shelter that I rescued her from, they put out an ad. Over in Canada, they have a thing called Kijiji, and it's very similar to Craigslist over here. It's that type of online marketplace thing. So they put out an advertisement and they said, tall, blonde, blue-eyed, beautiful Nicole Kidman up for adoption. And I'm like, oh my gosh, right? And sure enough, she's blonde and she's got beautiful blue eyes. She's a flame point Siamese. So she's got the cross eyes like a Siamese would have. But she's beautiful and I love her. And they called her Nicole Kidman. So I actually stuck with Nikki as her name. Except now it's become, Schnickerdoodle and Schnickens and all these, I'm like, what in the world? Why don't I just say Nikki? Yeah. It's even easier to say than all the rest of this stupid names I come up with. But in terms of endearment.
Now you reminded me, there's another, I think the actual latest one is Stinky Butt.
Hold on.
Stinky
Laugh track.
Butt. Sometimes I'll hear my wife calling her, oh, Miss Stinky Butt, Stinky Butt. Here comes Stinky Butt.
Cute little Stinky Butt with her big brains.
Exactly.
That's great. Well, that's awesome. I'm happy that you sent that picture in. I'm glad I got Ms. Pants into Pets Across the Water.
Right on, man. She's honored.
I've had SOULASYLUM.com as the website has been on the show basically right now. If you point it up, it's right above your head right now. But it's been right up there. It's floating above your head. So SOULASYLUM.com is kind of the place to go to get all of Soul Asylum stuff. from merch to music to show dates to whatever's happening. Is there anywhere else that we should know about, or anything else that you want to make sure that we cover before we let you go for the evening?
I mean, I think you were an actual. You've had the experience of talking to me on Facebook, so you know that I'm pretty much wide open. Anybody can get at me on my Facebook page. It's not a problem. I mean,
Awesome.
Other than that, like I don't have a smartphone because I don't want one. So Instagram is kind of useless to me. I can't do anything with it from a laptop.
Right.
I have a Twitter account, but I don't do anything with it, man.
Sure.
I really, I'm going to have to start back up, initiate some sort of new branding shortly. So I don't have anything for you now.
I can relate.
www.soulasylum.com.
That's
which
great.
Is pretty much, yeah.
And then, of course,
And
if you
then-
want, they can come and find you on Facebook and stuff. If
Facebook.
Sure.
I respond to everybody. I'm no respecter of persons. I've gotten a lot of work through being on Facebook. That's the only reason I keep it, honestly,
That's great.
is that every once in a while a session will fall in my lap.
And should for any reason, if you're a little too busy with Soul Asylum and the Dixie Chicks call and they need a drummer, don't forget you got some friends in Detroit that would be happy to take some of your leftovers.
I won't forget. I think Miss Natalie, they'll never call again. Miss Natalie was so upset, but God bless her. I think they're great.
Yes,
but,
right.
It was just bad timing. I did one thing with them that was supposed to be a one-off. Chad Smith had recorded.
That's a Detroit fella.
Record. Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually came out and saw me when I was there with Westerberg back in '96.
Nice.
He came to the gig. Oh, hey, how's it going, man? I had met him one time. He actually came down to Bunkers after a Red Hot Chili Peppers gig at First Ave.
Yeah.
So he and I have been kind of, we're aware of being in the same universe. But
Yeah.
I don't know him that well. I think he's great. I think he's a great drummer.
Oh yeah.
He was double booked, and they needed to do a thing for Hurricane Katrina. This is in 2005.
Right.
And a friend of mine named Chris Testa, who was the assistant engineer on those sessions, recommended me. And they flew me out, man. They put the red carpet out and everything, man. I mean, first class
Nice.
all the way. And then I show up there, and the band is Mike Campbell and Ben Montinch from the Heartbreakers, Robert Randolph, Justin Medal Johnson, I think is his name. He's the bass player from Beck with the afro.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that dude. That
Yep.
was the band.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was an unbelievable all-star affair.
Yeah.
And it was just meant to be that one thing. And that's why I said, oh, okay, cool, no problem. And then Miss Natalie starts, harassing me through my back then it would have been like AOL online or like
ICQ or something.
yeah, something like that. And, she just it was like, who's Bossy Toe at something at Mac, and it was her, and it was just like, well, so you want to come out on tour with the chicks? I was like, you know what? It's nice of you to ask, but I joined Soul Asylum, so I can't really. She's like, well, is it a matter of money? Like, she just kept pressing me, man. And so it was lovely to be asked, but I don't
Sure.
get the sense that call's coming again. But
we're sorry, Michael. Chad got the call this year.
They're great. They're great, and he's great. So
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all love, man. It's all love to me. I wish I could have done every single job, but loyalty means something. To
That's
me. Like,
huge commitment. Absolutely, being committed to something. And I would think that any artist that reached out to you during that time would have nothing but respect and probably go,
Sure.
"Damn it! I wish he would commit to my band."
Yeah, I mean,
Good
I
for
take
you,
my
man.
obligations seriously.
You
So,
should be extremely proud. Your mom should be extremely proud of you for all that you've done in
she
your
is.
musical career.
She tells all the people at the old folks home about me all the time.
He's
Sure
the
they're
drummer
sick
for
of hearing
Prince.
about me. Yeah.
He
Just
played
to
with
hear
that
it
Prince
about
guy. Oh, he's such a
That
doll.
Prince guy. Oh man.
Michael, thank you so much for being on the show. I really do appreciate you being here. It was a wonderful time. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did as well. I know you're going to go back and probably check out some of this so you can see some of the fun little effects and the things.
Yeah, yeah, you got me intrigued. I got to check it out.
I hope you enjoy it. It's fun. I hope you
All
enjoy it when you get a chance. I would love to
Sure.
have you back on the show again in the future sometime if you're up for it.
Sure, man.
In the meantime,
Definitely.
I sure hope that we can, cross paths. I would love to come to Minneapolis, and come to Bunkers and meet you there sometime. I think it would be amazing.
Right on. I mean, either that or I'm sure it won't be long before we're back in Detroit or somewhere around.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Maybe
But
Elsie Binks will
let's-
come up and play your way one of these days.
Could be. Let's just keep in touch, man.
Absolutely. So we'll catch up here on everyone. Vicky says, fabulous. Thank you both. So cool. Thank you, Vicky. Barb says, good night to everyone. Hey, let me see. Who else am I missing? Commitment is everything. Yes, Kevin says commitment is everything. And Kevin also says, great show. Good night. So I want to make sure that we
All right.
get our
Right
chance to say
Good night,
to him.
Kevin.
Michael, thank you so much. Stick around after the show here. We'll do a quick little tour as we talked about. In the meantime,
Sure.
I appreciate you
Yeah,
for being here. I'm going to get sign off in a couple of minutes. And I'm so glad that you were able to be here for the Mother's Day show on Bands Across the Water. Michael, thank you. I hope you had
Thank
fun.
you, man. I appreciate it. Okay.
My pleasure. Thank you. All right, folks. Michael Bland right there on the show tonight. Woohoo! What a good show, huh? See how much fun this show is? You guys should come every week and watch the show. It's really fun. And in case I didn't mention, y'all know what's happening next week? Check it out. I think you probably already know, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
You don't know how you met me, you don't know why you can't turn around and say goodbye. All you know is when I'm with you, I make you free and swim through your veins like a fish in the sea. I'm singing, follow me, everything is alright. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And if you want to leave, I can guarantee you won't find nobody else like me. I'm not worried about the ring you wear.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Uncle Cracker will be joining me next week on Bands Across the Water, a Detroit musician, rock star, country artist. I'm looking forward to having one of our local boys on the show next week. It's going to be a good one. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight to Bands Across the Water. I hope you had fun with me. Remember to follow, like, subscribe, share, and of course, donate if you're feeling up to it. It's a lot of fun for me to be here with you guys, and I hope you're all having as much fun as I am. Until next week, episode 29 next week. Uncle Cracker, looking forward to it, and I will see you all next time. All right, have a wonderful week. Happy Mother's Day to all the awesome moms out there. Love you all. Mwah. And we will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you to Michael Bland for being an awesome guest on the show tonight. Bands Across the Water next week, every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you then, guys. Have a great night. Love y'all.
Across the water, bands across the sky.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh yeah!